Hello and welcome. In this video, we will learn about the Balanced Scorecard Framework, a strategic management tool designed to provide organizations with a holistic view of their performance. Let's see an overview first. It was first introduced in 1992 by David Norton and Robert Kaplan, who took previous metric performance measures and adapted them to include non-financial information. Initially developed for for-profit companies but were later adapted for use by nonprofits and government agencies. The Balanced Scorecard measures a business's four main aspects: learning and growth, business processes, customers, and finance. It allows companies to pool information in a single report, provide information on service and quality in addition to financial performance, and help improve efficiencies. It contains four perspectives: financial perspective, customer perspective, internal business processes perspective, learning, and growth perspective. Let's start with the financial perspective, where we dive into the metrics that indicate an organization's financial health and success. Key financial metrics include revenue growth, profitability, return on investment, ROI, net income, cash flow, and shareholder value. These metrics provide insights into how well the organization is performing financially, its ability to generate profits, and its overall financial health. By tracking financial performance, organizations can assess the effectiveness of their strategies in creating value for shareholders and stakeholders. Next is the customer perspective. The customer perspective emphasizes understanding and meeting the needs and expectations of customers to drive satisfaction and loyalty. Key customer metrics include customer satisfaction scores, retention rates, market share, lifetime value, and acquisition costs. These metrics help organizations gauge how well they serve their customers, retain them, and acquire new ones. By focusing on customer-centric measures, organizations can identify areas for improvement in product quality, service delivery, and overall customer experience, ultimately leading to increased customer loyalty and market competitiveness. The third is the internal business processes perspective. This perspective examines the internal processes and operational activities that are critical for delivering value to customers and achieving organizational objectives. Key process metrics may include cycle time, process efficiency, quality metrics, for example, defect rates, cost per process, and innovation metrics. These metrics help organizations assess the efficiency, effectiveness, and quality of their internal processes. By optimizing internal processes, organizations can streamline operations, reduce costs, enhance productivity, and improve the quality of products and services delivered to customers. Lastly, learning and growth perspective. The learning and growth perspective focuses on the organization's ability to develop and leverage its human capital, organizational culture, and innovation capabilities. Key metrics may include employee satisfaction and engagement scores, employee turnover rates, training and development investments, skill development, and innovation metrics, for example, new product development, patents filed. These metrics help organizations assess their capacity for learning, adaptation, and innovation, which are essential for long-term success and competitiveness. Organizations can build a sustainable competitive advantage and drive future growth by investing in employee development, fostering a culture of continuous learning and improvement, and encouraging innovation. It also contains some limitations. Overemphasis on metrics. The Balanced Scorecard can sometimes lead to a proliferation of metrics, resulting in information overload and making it difficult for organizations to focus on the most critical measures. Complexity. Implementing and managing a balanced scorecard system can be complex and resource-intensive, particularly for large organizations with multiple business units or divisions. It requires significant effort to develop meaningful metrics and ensure alignment with strategic objectives. Subjectivity and bias. The selection of performance measures and targets in the Balanced Scorecard can be influenced by subjective judgment and organizational biases, potentially leading to the omission of important metrics or unrealistic target setting. Let's understand with the case of Green Tech Solutions. It is a renewable energy company that implemented the Balanced Scorecard (BSC) to enhance its strategic management and performance measurement. This analysis examines the effectiveness of the BSC in aligning the company's operations with its strategic goals, identifies challenges encountered, and evaluates the outcomes. First, financial perspective. It's a look at how we look to our shareholders and what financial goals are desired from shareholders' perspective. Let's bifurcate our 4 quadrants: KPI, measure, target, initiative. So for this, our objective is to improve financial performance and shareholder value. For this, our KPI is revenue growth. Now we will measure it by the annual revenue growth percentage. For the target, 15% annual growth. The initiative will be to launch new products and enter new markets, which will result in increased revenue. The next KPI is profit margin. Now we will measure it by net profit margin percentage. The target will be increased by 10%. The initiative will be cost optimization and improve supply chain efficiency. The last KPI is return on investment, ROI. Measure it by the ROI percentage on new projects. The target set is to achieve 20%. The initiative is strategic investments in high potential areas. Moving on to the customer perspective. So with customers, managers and the company need to be careful as to how the customers see us. It is important to see things from a customer perspective. Customers are formed into 4 categories: time, quality, performance, and service. Let's bifurcate our 4 quadrants: KPI, measure, target, initiative. So for this, our objective is to enhance customer satisfaction and loyalty. For this, our KPI is the Customer Satisfaction Index. Now we will measure it by the Customer Satisfaction Score. For the target, 20% growth. The initiative will be to improve customer service and enhance product quality. The next KPI is market share. Measure it by percentage of market share. The target is to increase by 5% annually. The initiative taken is aggressive marketing and strategic partnerships. The last KPI is customer retention rate. Measure it by the percentage of customers retained annually. Target to have 85% customers. The initiative is to give loyalty programs, regular follow-ups. Moving on to the internal business processes perspective. What we should be best at or excel at. Companies should identify and measure their core competencies, assess the internal process, and look for areas for improvement by satisfying the customers and stakeholders. The objective is to optimize and innovate internal processes. KPI is product development cycle time. Measure it by the average time to develop new products. The target is to reduce cycle time by 20%. The initiative taken is to implement agile methodologies and enhance R&D capabilities. Second, KPI is production efficiency. Measure it by efficiency percentage in production processes. The target is to increase by 15%. The initiative taken is to adopt lean manufacturing and invest in automation. The last KPI is quality assurance. Measure it by defect rate percentage. The target is to reduce defects to below 1%. The initiative taken is to implement Six Sigma and enhance quality control measures. Last is the learning and growth perspective. Can we continue and improve to create value by training and mentoring employees on new technologies? The objective is to foster a culture of innovation and continuous improvement. Again, we will access it with 4 perspectives. KPI is employee satisfaction. Measure it by the Employee Satisfaction Score. The target is to achieve 85% satisfaction. The initiative taken is to improve work-life balance and offer career development programs. KPI is training hours per employee. Measure it by average training hours per employee per year. The target is to have 40 hours annually. The initiative taken is to give regular training sessions and certifications. KPI is innovation rate. Measure it by the number of new products introduced annually. The target is to introduce 3 new products. The initiative taken is to invest in R&D and encourage employee innovation. Now let us see how to make a perfect balance scorecard. First is to define those 4 set perspectives that are financial perspective, customer perspective, and internal business processes perspective. Learning and growth perspective. Then for those 4 sets define at least 3 to 4 objectives. For each objective define 2 to 4 measures that you can measure. And for each measure, have at least 3 or 4 initiatives. Then your scorecard is ready. Hope this helps you all. Thanks for watching. Do like, comment, share, and subscribe.